Hello students, a very good morning to you. How are you? I hope you all okay and doing your work properly. Dear students, today we will start a new chapter, that is chapter 17 of class 11, breathing and exchange of gases. So let's understand about the chapter what is breathing and exchange of gases. In simple terms, if we describe breathing, this is the process of exchange of gases. It means intake of oxygen and outtake of carbon dioxide by organisms is called as breathing. So first, how we will define breathing? So we can define it. This is the process of exchange of gases. Exchange of gases, in which oxygen is taken and carbon dioxide is taken out. So we can write intake of oxygen and outtake of carbon dioxide. This is the process of breathing. As we are going to study about this chapter, and you already have some basic ideas about this chapter because you have already studied in class 10. But in class 10, we have studied a little about breathing and respiration. But today, or in class 11, we will study it in an elaborate way. So now, let's familiar with some terms like one is your pulmonary respiration. What do you mean by pulmonary respiration? Again, the term respiration, breathing and respiration are seems like to be same, but they are not same. Breathing is simply an external process in which we exchange the gases, but respiration is an internal process in which the gaseous exchange takes place with the cells and the outside surrounding. It means cell to cell. Clear? And their breakdown of glucose occurs. But in this chapter, we will see how the exchange of gases takes place in the large organs as well as in the small organs. So, as I have told you, let's know some terms like your pulmonary respiration. Pulmo means lung or lungs. Pulmonary respiration means when the respiration takes place through lungs, that is called as pulmonary respiration. So, how we can define when respiration takes place in lungs? Takes place in lungs is called as pulmonary respiration. Another term comes is cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous respiration means when respiration takes place through skin. As you know, some smaller animals and some simpler organisms exchange their gases through their skin. So that type of respiration is called as cutaneous respiration. So we can write when the organism or when the respiration takes place by skin is called as cutaneous respiration. So this is cutaneous respiration. And as we know that during respiration or breathing, two things happen. One is inspiration and another is expiration. So what is inspiration or inspiration? One is inspiration and another is expiration. You have to know these terms because we will continue these terms in our chapter while we will study about the respiratory system in human beings. That's why you should know. Inspiration means intake of oxygen. Means when we are only intake oxygen, and expiration means when we release carbon dioxide. This is called as expiration. So how this process of respiration, or we can say as breathing, takes place in different organisms. These are the terms you already know. And now let's discuss how some simpler organisms including human beings respire and what are the different type of respiratory organs. So now let's discuss starting from simple celled organism. Here you get the idea about what is breathing and what is respiration. Now let's see how respiratory organs are different in different organisms, or how they help, or how their different organs help in respiration. So let's start. Starting from simpler organism, as I have told you, if I told you about amoeba, this is a simple celled organism, and its body surface is completely in contact with the environment. That's why they show the process of gaseous exchange by means of simple diffusion. So here we can say simple diffusion. Diffusion, you know, simple diffusion means when the organisms exchange gases between the environment, and this type of simple diffusion is seen in some animals like amoeba, which is a single celled organism. Then all the maximum species of Porifera, like your sponge, they show respiration by means of simple diffusion, and the organ involved is skin, or we can say as cell. Cell or skin is used in these organisms. Those who have no skin, they uses the organ that is cell, and if they have skin, they uses skin as their respiratory organ and exchange gases, means from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. It means if the amount of oxygen is low inside the body, then they take oxygen from outside, and if the concentration of or the amount of carbon dioxide is higher inside the cell or inside the body, then they release carbon dioxide to the outside surrounding. That's why we can say this. And in case of earthworm is come under phylum Annelida. In Annelida, we can take example of earthworm. Earthworm respires through its moist skin or cuticle. Moist skin. As you know that earthworms normally found, or their most common habitat is soil, so they kept themselves inside the soil, and during or while they are inside the soil, they uses their skin for respiration. That's why we can say earthworm respires by means of cutaneous respiration, means they respire through moist skin. Their skin is moist, so gaseous exchange takes place through skin. So earthworm is respires by means of skin like this. Some more organisms, like some use gills, book gills, lungs, book lungs are some more examples. So if I told you about some aquatic animals and terrestrial animals, aquatic animals use their gills as respiratory organ, whereas terrestrial organisms, not all terrestrial organisms, but the higher terrestrial organisms use their lungs for respiration. So we can see aquatic organisms have gills for respiration, whereas terrestrial organisms use lungs. So lungs we can consider in higher organisms, or we can say vertebrates. Not all vertebrates. Higher vertebrates use lungs as their respiratory organ. So how these organs help these organisms in respiration? Clear? So if I consider, or if I told you about amphibian, why they are called as amphibian? Because they can live both on land and in water. That's why they are called as amphibians. So you think, if they have the habitat, two habitat, they uses two habitats for surviving, then what will be their respiratory organ? Clear? So when the frog live inside water, then it uses its gills or book gills. But when it lives on land, then it uses its lungs. So it has two type of respiratory system. that is regarding to their habitat. So we can say that in amphibians, two type of respiratory organs are found. One is gills and another is lungs. They use gills when they are in water and they use lungs when they are in on land. That's why they have two different type of respiratory organs. One is gills and another is lungs. Clear, students? So now the most important thing, we are studying about human physiology, and in human physiology our topic is breathing and gaseous exchange. Now let's start how in case of human beings the process of respiration and breathing occurs. What are the different type of organs and how they help in gaseous exchange and other activities inside the human body. So now let's continue about the topic, that is human respiratory system. This is the introduction or ideas that I gave you. Now we will study about human respiratory system. As we are vertebrates and the most common higher organisms on earth, that's why we have organ system level of organization, and each function, each process means life processes takes place through a separate system. So like this, a respiratory system, we are saying this as respiratory system because many organs, tissues, cells are involved in this. So what is our respiratory system consist of? A respiratory system is consist of starting from nose, a pair of nostrils or nasal passages. Then after pair of nostrils, nasal passages. Then pharynx, larynx, epiglottis, trachea. Then in trachea, rings of cartilage are present. So rings of cartilage are present inside trachea. Rings of cartilage. Then bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, and lungs. Lungs is found in a pair. So all these organs constitute the respiratory system. As we know that just above our lips there is a pair of nostrils are present which help in the entry of air. We take only oxygen and release all the gases through our expiration. As I have told you, one is inspiration when we take oxygen and another is expiration when we release carbon dioxide. So these organs are involved in the process of respiration. So we take oxygen through the nostrils, and after this oxygen passes to the nasal passage, then to the pharynx, which is known as the windpipe, then larynx, then epiglottis. Epiglottis is the muscular flap, means it's like a covering, is present just above the pharynx. It covers the windpipe when we are taking food. So epiglottis, then trachea. Trachea is the passage through which air enters into the lungs, and in trachea there are rings of cartilage are present whose main function is to prevent collapsing of trachea during inspiration and expiration. It means during intake of oxygen and outtake of carbon dioxide, as we are continuously respirates, so it may get collapsed. So preventing from collapsing, there are rings of cartilage are present in trachea and they prevent the air passage from collapsing. So after passing through trachea, the oxygen goes to the bronchi and then to the bronchioles. Bronchi are the branched structure that divides the two lungs as left and right lungs, and bronchioles arise from bronchi, and from bronchioles there are bag-like or sac-like or balloon-like, millions of alveoli are present, which is the last site of gaseous section, and they all present inside the lungs. As I have told you, we have a pair of lungs and we do pulmonary respiration. Pulmo means lungs, and as a respiration occurs through lungs, so the type of respiration is called as pulmonary respiration. Clear? तो ये था हमारा रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम के डिफरेंट ऑर्गन्स के बारे में. अगर अभी हम डायग्राम बनाते हैं तो ये डायग्राम कैसा होगा. सपोज ये वाला नोस्ट्रिल है और यहाँ से ये नाजल पैसेज जाएगा, फिर ये हो गया फैरिंग्स, फिर ये वाला पोर्शन हो गया लैरिंग्स, फिर फैरिंग्स और लैरिंग्स के बाद ये जो लॉन्ग्स है ये डिवाइड हो जाएगा टू पार्ट्स में. एक होगा आपका लेफ्ट लॉन्ग्स और एक होगा आपका राइट लॉन्ग्स. ठीक है, तो ये हो गया लेफ्ट लॉन्ग्स, ये हो गया राइट लॉन्ग्स. यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट होता है रिंग्स ऑफ कार्टिलेज और ये पूरा का पूरा पोर्शन को ट्रैकिया बोलते हैं. इसको ब्रोंकस बोलते हैं. ब्रोंकस जो होता है वो सिंगुलर होता है और ब्रोंकाई जो होता है वो प्लूरल होता है. ठीक है, तो यहाँ से निकलेगा बहुत सारे ब्रोंक्यूल्स दोनों साइड से, और यहाँ से फिर से मिलियंस ऑफ एल्वियोली होता है जिसका स्ट्रक्चर बेलून लाइक होता है, बैग लाइक और सैक लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होता है. अगेन इसके ऊपर एक लेयर होता है जिसको प्लूरल मेम्ब्रेन बोलते हैं. ये जो मेम्ब्रेन है इसको प्लूरल मेम्ब्रेन बोलते हैं क्योंकि लंग्स को क्या बोलते हैं, पल्मो. सो पल्मो से हो गया प्लूरल मेम्ब्रेन. ये एक थीन मेम्ब्रेनस सब्सटेंस होता है जो इसको कवर करके रखता है. फिर से यहाँ पे जो जो रिब केज होता है हमारी हार्ट, हमारी बॉडी के अंदर जो प्रोटेक्ट करता है लंग्स को, वो रिब केज जो है ऐसे कट सेक्शन में आपको देखने को मिलेगा, सेगमेंट्स के अंदर देखने को मिलेगा. और यहाँ पे होता है डायफ्रागम. ये क्या करता है, ये हेल्प करता है एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर को मेंटेन करने में. अब हम देखते हैं इसके डिफरेंट पार्ट्स के नाम. इसका नाम हो गया नोस्ट्रिल जिसके थ्रू एयर एंटर करता है, दिस इज नोस्ट्रिल. फिर इसके बाद ये जो लॉन्ग पैसेज जा रहा है इसका नाम है नाजल पैसेज. नाजल पैसेज. नाजल पैसेज के बाद आपका आता है फैरिंग्स, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज फैरिंग्स. फिर उसके बाद आता है लैरिंग्स. फिर ये जो पार्ट है इसका नाम है ट्रैकिया, और इसके अंदर होता है आपका रिंग्स ऑफ कार्टिलेज. रिंग्स ऑफ कार्टिलेज. उसके बाद ये वाला इसको बोलते हैं, ये जो लाइन है ये वाली लाइन जो देख रहे हो आप, ये वाली इसको बोलते हैं प्लूरल मेम्ब्रेन. और यहाँ पे आपको और एक ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर मिलेगा जिसको एपिग्लोटिस बोलते हैं. एपिग्लोटिस, इसका नाम है एपिग्लोटिस. एक थिन मस्कुलर फ्लैप लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होता है, कवरिंग होता है. जब एयर पास करता है तो ये फूड पाइप को क्लोज रखता है. ठीक है, तो उसके बाद आपका ये हो गया ब्रोंकाई, दिस इज ब्रोंकाई. और ब्रोंकाई से ये जो निकला हुआ है ब्रांच स्ट्रक्चर आप देख रहे हो इसको बोलते हैं ब्रोंकियोल्स. इसको बोलते हैं ब्रोंकियोल्स. और ये जो बेलून लाइक स्ट्रक्चर है इसको एल्वियोली बोलते हैं. और ये वाला जो स्ट्रक्चर है इसको बोलते हैं डायफ्रागम. इसको डायफ्रागम बोलते हैं. इसका मेन काम क्या होता है मैंने आपको बता दिया. तो पहले एयर नोस्ट्रिल के थ्रू एंटर करेगा, नाजल पैसेज के थ्रू होते हुए फैरिंग्स के पास जाएगा, फिर लैरिंग्स के पास जाएगा. लैरिंग्स को वॉइस बॉक्स बोलते हैं. मतलब जो हम लोग बात करते हैं या हमारी वॉइस निकलता है वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ किसकी वजह से निकलता है, लैरिंग्स की वजह से निकलता है. तो बिना लैरिंग्स के वॉइस नहीं निकल सकता है. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे एक नैरो सा पैसेज आप देख रहे हो, ये लैरिंग्स है क्योंकि यहीं पे ही वॉइस प्रोड्यूस होती है. तो जिसका ये लैरिंग्स नहीं होगा वो बोल नहीं पाएगा. ठीक है, फिर एयर पास करता है ट्रैकिया के पास. ट्रैकिया को हम विंड पाइप भी बोल सकते हैं. तो इसके थ्रू जो अमाउंट ऑफ एयर होता है जब ये पास होता है तो उस टाइम पे क्या हो सकता है, ये कॉन्टिन्यूअस एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस की वजह से ये कोलैप्स हो सकता है. बट क्योंकि यहाँ पे रिंग्स ऑफ कार्टिलेज प्रेजेंट होता है. रिंग्स ऑफ कार्टिलेज इसका नाम क्यों है, क्योंकि ये ऐसे रिंग स्ट्रक्चर में प्रेजेंट होता है. यहाँ पे हमारे गले के नीचे देखना, तो ये जो रिंग्स ऑफ कार्टिलेज होता है ये प्रिवेंट करता है उसको सिकुड़ जाने से, कोलैप्सिंग होने से. फिर यहाँ से पास करने के बाद एयर दोनों लॉन्ग्स में चला जाता है. ये लेफ्ट लॉन्ग से, ये राइट लॉन्ग से. तो इन लॉन्ग्स के अंदर जाने के लिए इसको एंटर करना होता है किसके थ्रू, ब्रोंकाई के थ्रू. तो दोनों ब्रोंकाई के अंदर गया, फिर ब्रोंकाई से जाएगा ब्रोंकियोल्स में, फिर ब्रोंकियोल्स से जाएगा कहाँ, ये एल्वियोली। और ये जो एल्वियोली है, जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया था, ये एल्वियोली लास्ट साइट ऑफ डाइजेशन होता है, ठीक है। तो ये क्या करता है, जो ऑक्सीजन गया और जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड निकला, जब ऑक्सीजन जाता है ये एल्वियोली क्या होता है, स्वेल हो जाता है, और जब कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज हो जाता है तो ये अपने आप ही क्या होता है, सिकुड़ जाता है, ठीक है। तो मतलब जो हमारी चेस्ट कैविटी होता है वो राइजेस अप एंड डाउन होता है। जब हम ब्रीथ करते हैं, ब्रीथ इन मीन्स जब हम सांस लेते हैं like this, then our chest cavity get expanded, and when breathe out means when जब हम सांस छोड़ते हैं तो हमारी जो कैविटी होती है, मतलब जो चेस्ट कैविटी होती है वो क्या होता है, डाउनवर्ड्स आ जाता है। तो अप एंड डाउन होने के टाइम में क्या होता है, एक प्रेशर फॉल होता है कहाँ, हमारे रिब केज के ऊपर, लंग्स के ऊपर, तो उसको मेंटेन करने का काम किसका होता है, डायफ्रागम का होता है। तो ये जो है आपका कंप्लीट ह्यूमन रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम है। इसके बाद next, in our next class we will study about the mechanism of respiration, and this is the simple terms and simple process that you already studied in class 10, so I don't think you have any problem in understanding this topic. So for today this is all about your topic. In our next class we will continue this chapter and will study what is the mechanism of breathing.